everybody, let's get started. So you want to start off by having a really cold bowl and really cold whipping cream. Now I started off with medium, seeing as this was liquid, as anyone knows, dealing with liquid in the mixer. And then once it started to thicken, I turned it up to a whipping speed. All in all, this time around, it took me only 18 minutes to come up with making my own butter. Okay, you guys, this is after 3 minutes. You have to be patient with it. Okay, you guys, this is after 8 minutes. So it's getting there. It was at this 9-minute mark where I was able to turn my mixer up into that whipping mode, and I wouldn't have to worry about any sloshing because it was starting to thicken. Okay, you guys, I feel like I need to check it. Let's do a check. So let's get going. Let's keep it going. Things I quickly want to insert. We're quickly approaching that 14-minute mark, and not only that, you want to make sure you have all of what you need to make your butter in line, and you want to keep everything nice and cold. Lastly, if I was only to be making only a pint of whipping cream and making butter out of it, I would have been done, but I'm using much more than that, and so it takes a little bit longer. Now past the 15-minute mark. Now if I wanted whipping cream, this is where I would stop. Obviously I want butter, so I'm going to keep going, and this is where it's going to quickly start separating. I guess you would say curdling, but not in a bad way. In and approaching that 18-minute mark, you guys, it happened so quick where that milk separated from the butter. So be alert and stay next to it, because if you don't, milk will be everywhere. Yes, you guys, it happened just like that. Now, if you have one of those lids for your KitchenAid, I strongly recommend you do that, but you do need to see that buttery color, guys. So what you want to do also is constantly scrape the sides while it's mixing, because if you do that in the end, you're not mixing in butter, it's still whipping cream. Okay, let's go to the next step. So you guys, on the side ready, I have my bag, my water with some ice. Everything is cold. You need to have everything cold, by the way, from beginning to end. So I started off with a bowl that came out of the freezer. The whipping cream was in the refrigerator, ice cold. And then I have my ice water on the side, and I've pre-washed my bag. So those milk bags that you saw in the beginning, that's what I'm going to use to strain my butter. So what you want to start doing is getting all of the milk out of that butter, you guys, because if you don't, it can go rancid. Wanted to insert here, consider giving food for gifts this year. Someone who can use it, or a person that really likes to bake. At this point, I am going to just start scooping my butter to the side, and then once I get a good amount, I'm going to start putting that into my milk straining bag, and we're going to just try to squeeze as much of that milk out as possible. Incidentally, you guys, I got turned on to Chef Pierre by my sister. He is really funny, but he makes some really, believe it or not, down-to-earth recipes. From him, I learned how to do this butter. Now, that being said, you want to have ice cold water. So by the time I got to this point, I needed to add some more ice, because he stated that you must have everything ice cold. So if you can see, that's all my butter, you guys. And all I did was scoop it up to put it inside this bag. Now, Chef Pierre also said that what you want to do is you want to really squeeze all of that milk out of it. And I'm just doing that right now. Just literally just squeezing it like a wet rag, getting all the water out of it, because I'm going to put it in this ice water. He had ice water. He said you want to have everything nice and cold, and he said you're going to continue to squeeze the excess milk out. because if you do not do this process, you run the risk of having rancid butter. Now, as you can see, it's cloudy, but I got the most of the milk out by scooping it up and put it inside this bag and squeezing it off the camera. But I'll show you what I have in my mixer bowl in a minute. But he did this in real time on the camera. Excuse me, I'm bumping my tripod and it's real cold. But you want to get all of that excess out. I believe at this point you can actually add salt and herbs and whatnot if you choose to flavor your butter. I chose to leave mine unsalted, and now I'm going to go ahead and go to the next step. I then molded the butter into a dish which I lined with parchment paper. Know that I yielded over a pound of butter. You guys, this is a 3-quart Pyrex dish. Those of you that are mathematicians, you do the math, but I know I have over a pound. So I wanted to share that I am using paper towels to remove the residual milk that's rising as I'm pressing it into the container. I did that as best I can. And again, like I said, I store my butter in the freezer or in the refrigerator so that it is not going to be rancid. This is not something that I feel you want to keep out overnight because you are doing this yourself. And as I stated, even through all the squeezing and kneading that I did, I still had some moisture that was coming up. So remember that. And there you have it, you guys. It's well worth it. I think it's cost effective to make your own butter. Now, though I don't feel uncomfortable in using butter, I don't eat meat, I don't eat fish, I don't eat poultry. I am on my way to a vegan diet, you guys. So vegans out there, if you have a recipe for a butter alternative, send it to me and maybe I'll try it out. That being said, and when I say send it to me, I mean a recipe, that is. That being stated, it is what it is today. I choose butter over margarine any day. To be honest, if I had to use a type of butter, I would choose the real thing. That being stated, I hope you all enjoyed this video. And wasn't it easy, you guys? To me, I feel it was really easy. And doesn't it make you want to try it yourself? It's simple, and it was neat to me to simply get a iced bowl and throw some whipping cream in it and come up with butter. That being said, thank you for stopping by and depositing some of your time into my video. You guys take care, and as I show you well over a pound of butter here, stay as healthy as possible. And again, thank you and bye-bye.